HEB, how can I help you? Hi, how are you? Did you find everything okay? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Do you have any coupons?
The best advice I have for 2026 is quit the job. You guys are trying to figure out why you're so stressed and depressed is because you're spending 40 hours a week at a place that you hate.
I don't know if this is toxic, but when I was in a job that I hated the people that I worked with, don't get me wrong, there were people that I liked, but overall the culture made me want to fucking puke everywhere. So something that I did to help myself get through that time in my life was literally every single day I would just repeat to myself this mantra: this is not permanent, this is not permanent, this is not permanent. And I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what my next job would be. I didn't know how I would even get another job, but I would just remind myself, this is not permanent. I would reframe my mindset of being like, oh my god, I hate working with these people, to I feel bad for these people because they're gonna be working here for a really long time and I won't be. So I'm wishing them well, I'm wishing them the best. I feel like changing the mindset of where you're working if you're miserable and kind of like feeling bad for everyone who works there versus knowing that you won't always work there, that really helped me, honestly. Just like reminding yourself this is not permanent. Even if you don't know what's going on next, like the more you say something, the more it's true. So just keep repeating that to yourself. And yeah, that's my sense for the day. Hope it helps. I'm going on a date right now.
This is such a funny economy that we're living in right now. You have people struggling, absolutely struggling, and they tried whichever way possible to find a job. And yet you have other people, on the other hand, who have a job right now, and sometimes a good paying job right now, but they just absolutely despise. I mean, they hate their jobs and they want to quit. And a lot of them have already quit because they cannot stomach it anymore. It could be due to a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's toxic colleagues, toxic work environment. Sometimes it's just the nature of the work. It's just a lot of times I understand, because when you're dealing with so many customers every day and you get so many angry calls, and sometimes when you're a server, you get angry people coming into your establishment, it could definitely be tiring, and, it's definitely a heavy mental toll. So I get that, but, you still need a form of living. You still need to make money somehow in order to just survive and pay for your bills and groceries and stuff. And I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to find another job right now after they quit. And they only realize that afterwards. And by then it's already too late. So yeah, just a lot of people burning out at work these days. Keep watching this video, for instance, and you're going to see a lot of people share their experience, how tough they have at work and how they've quit or they are thinking about quitting and what they're going to do next. Keep watching.
I quit my job without a backup plan. I've had a corporate job. I've been working for this company for about 3 years. They paid very well, and I just quit it, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be doing next. So this job was making me feel absolutely miserable every day. I felt like I was losing myself just day after day, feeling just, the word is miserable. And at the end, I felt defeated. Every Sunday before Monday would come, because I worked Monday through Friday, every Sunday, the anxiety would start building because I knew the next day I had to go to work. I started having nightmares about work. During my work hours, I just wanted to leave. As soon as I clocked in, I just wanted to be out of there. And my mood, horrible. I was just so miserable. I couldn't stand being on the clock. And I was like a complete different person while working. And as soon as I clocked out, the first couple of hours after working, I felt good. But then once I had to go to sleep, that's when it started hitting me again. The next work day is coming. And then it was all over again, day after day after day. Back in October, I took 3 weeks off, a leave of absence for mental health. And I really thought that I was going to lose my sobriety because I just couldn't take it. And even taking 3 weeks off of leave of absence still didn't do it. So the best thing that I could do for myself was to remove myself from this situation. Otherwise, I don't know where I was going to end up. So here I am, no backup plan, but I am certain that I will be successful and that things are going to work out. in my favor.
Well, y'all, it's official. Today was my last day at my full-time job. I thought I'd feel a lot of things, and I guess I do. I feel peaceful. I feel a little bit sad, but mostly excited. And it's bittersweet because this chapter did mean a lot to me. But I'm just not ready to lock into the same routine in the same place for the rest of my life. And I didn't leave because I hate my job. I just want more time to figure out who I am, what I want, and what I am capable of. The hardest part wasn't even the decision, it's been explaining my decision to people. And even though I don't have everything figured out yet, I trust myself that I will do just that. I will figure it out. Like I said, I'm mostly excited about what's next. I am a little nervous, but so far so good. So yeah, that chapter is over, and I'm very grateful for it, but I am also ready for the next one.
I'm a 49-year-old LBN in California, and I'm an hour and something away from LA. And I quit my job. I've been a nurse, a LBN in Cali going on 3 years, and I ain't never been nowhere no more than 6 months. And I don't care. When it comes to my license, I'm going to protect my license. If you play, I'm up out of there. If I smell something ain't right, I'm up out of there. If you act like you want me to lie on documentation, I'm up out of there. If it seems like y'all going to play with my license, I'm up out of there. So I'm asking the good Lord every day to put me where he needs me to be. Hopefully it is not nursing home. I've done it, been there, tried it, and I'm out. I'd just rather be in a clinic, home health, hospice. That's it. While I'm trying to get this RN together. But I did hear that Costco's is hiring. Baby, I'll be at the door at Costco's with your receipt. Okay. For $30-something. Stop playing with me. Better yet, who else? Fast food out here in Cali paying $25. Bad.
Today I'm quitting my job and I have no source of income to fall back on. From where I started to now, I got a promotion. With the promotion came more stress, more work, things of that sort. As much as I try to keep work and home separate, the way my work affects me emotionally and the way it stresses me out is starting to bleed into my home life. And it's really hard when I work from home to do that, but two, it is starting to affect our family and hinder our goals as a family. So my husband is pushing me to have blind faith in him that everything will be all right and just quit. I don't have a backup plan. I have no source of income to fall back on. There have been paths we've taken as a family where I have had blind faith in him and I've never questioned him once. I think the biggest thing I'm struggling with right now is having faith in myself. This is me projecting it out into the world. I'm quitting. We're gonna pursue something that helps us reach our goals as a family. My job has been great, but as an employee, I can be replaced in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. As a mom, I won't be replaced. My priority lies with my children and my husband and my family. So if you want to follow along and see how staying at home with the babies and unemployment is treating me, then please feel free to do so. That's all. Have a great day.
People really complain about like working a 9 to 5 and things like that, but you don't understand is like you literally have to work a regular job at some point. There's that 1% that won't, and they get like lucky. Obviously they put in the work, but they get lucky and they start off really strong with whatever they do. But you need to get it in your head that you're gonna have to fucking do work that you don't want to do. And that's regardless of if you're building a business or you're just working a regular job. You're not gonna always want to do the work that you have to do. And it just pisses me off that some people think that you can just work a little bit and reap so many rewards. No, you have to fucking bust your ass. And when I mean bust your ass, I mean bust your fucking ass. There is no giving up. Like genuinely, it just doesn't really register in some people's minds that you actually have to work for what you want. Nothing is given to you. Social media makes it look that way sometimes. It's not like that, I promise you.
So I start my new job in a few weeks, and it made me realize I've never had more than $25,000 in my possession at one time in my life. And I've been working since I was 15, and I'm in my 40s. That's nearly 30 years of me working. And probably in those 30 years, I probably haven't worked maybe a total of like 2 years of not working. So basically like 27 years I've been working full time, and I don't really never made any money. I've never had more than $25,000 in my bank account. And what's crazy is I don't even like buy anything. It's not like I blow my money on stupid stuff. Like, yeah, I've traveled a little bit. I bought a computer here or there, you know, but most of my furniture were like gifts from people because I don't have the money to just buy a bed for myself or a couch. It's just crazy, like working so much to just stay poor. It's just insane. I've done all the things. I went to school, was in the military, still make absolutely no money, and it fucking sucks. Like, be nice to be able to not live paycheck to paycheck for like once in my life. And it's crazy too. Like when you work full time, you think that you'd be financially stable, but nope. It's so crazy. But man, it sucks. Anybody else like that?
When the older generations say, oh, Gen Z don't want to work, I couldn't agree more. Because I don't want to work. Why would I want to work? I'm in Mexico right now. It is 30 degrees outside. I've just been tanning. I've been in the pool having strawberry daiquiris on my sunbed. I've just come back to my room. I'm having a little lay down, and then we're going out for dinner tonight, going to a Mexican buffet. I've had a taste of what life should actually be like. Why would I want to be at work instead of here? And I'm dreading going back. 2 degrees, raining, dark by 4 p.m, miserable, working retail. Why would I want to do that? Like, on a real note, I feel like the only people who get a taste of what life should actually be like is rich people. Like people where money is not an object, they have no problems, no struggles, they get to go on 10 fucking holidays a year, and they just get to do whatever the fuck they like. They are the people that get to do what they want. Gen Z are lazy. Yeah, I am lazy. Work made me lazy. Because what am I working towards on a minimum wage job? Nothing. Literally nothing. I can't afford anything. I can't afford to move out. I can't afford a car. I can't afford fucking my life. So why in the bloody shit would I want to work? I don't want to work because there's nothing to fucking work towards. I'm miserable. And coming to Mexico, like right now, yeah, I've been living a life of pure fucking bliss. My skin's cleared up. I've got the holiday glow. I'm just relaxing. I'm getting enough sleep. I'm doing what I want. That's what life should be like. Life shouldn't be like work till you fucking die. Who wants to do that? Especially when there's nothing to work towards. Poor people are getting poorer. Rich people are getting richer. I don't want this life. And it's just the never-ending cycle of like, I'm really depressed, so I'm going to book some time off and I'm going to go on holiday. Okay, great. Now I've had a taste what life should really be like for 2 weeks, and now I'm fine to go back to work again. No, I don't want to go back to work. I don't. Like, please tell me I'm not the only one who thinks like this.
So there was a comment under my video about having to quit my corporate job due to depression. And she said, girl, it's fine to quit. I quit my job because it was raining once and I didn't have an umbrella. I just thought that was so relatable because once you become, I hate my job, final boss, it's impossible to get work done. For instance, one time my manager asked me, hey, can you complete a task? It was a Tuesday. Girl, did nobody tell you it was Friday Eve? Complete a task. Girl, it's about the weekend. That's when I knew it was bad and that I wouldn't be there for long. Kidding, of course.
I quit my corporate job to start working 3 jobs and my life got easier. Now, my life is not easier when it comes to money, okay? So if money is super important to you, this does not apply to you. I cared more about my mental health and my happiness and also being able to spend more time with my daughter. So let's talk about what I do. I am a substitute teacher, an elderly caregiver, and also a personal trainer. My schedule works out for me to where I get to pick and choose whenever I basically want to substitute teach. I usually only do middle to high school, so I get out between 2 and 3. And then I work from 3 to 7 at my personal training job. I, again, do not make very much money. I am busy most of the day. However, it's a good kind of busy. I do things that I enjoy, so the day goes by faster and it doesn't really seem like that much work. I'm also doing things now that are giving back to the community in a sense. I am still teaching around kids, which I loved doing. I never quit teaching because of the kids. I quit because of the way the school system is these days. But as a substitute teacher, I kind of get all the benefits of being able to be around the kids and enjoy that without the administrative side of things or getting yelled at by a principal. Also the monotony, there is none. Next week, I am subbing high school dance. I'm subbing high school auto tech. I've done French. I've done so many different classes that are actually just super fun, and I'm never bored. When it comes to elderly caregiving, that's also, it's very fulfilling. Okay, and that's also another as I go kind of thing. My schedule changes all the time. Now, personal training, I have a set schedule. I work Monday through Thursday from 4 to 7. And that is obviously what I'm passionate about. I was a kinesiology major in college. I should have done all this a long time ago, but I let responsibilities and money hold me back. But this is fully achievable doing what you love. Now, the way I went about it, don't recommend for anyone. I did just kind of one day up and quit. I was done. I didn't know what I was going to do next. I went unemployed for quite some time, not really looking for anything. I was focusing on spending time with my daughter, considering I've been working since 6 weeks after she was born for the past year, for the 2 years of her life that she's lived so far. So I took 6 months off, put myself into debt, and spent some time being a mom. Now, I am financially digging myself out of a hole, but this is a hole I don't mind digging myself out of. I ultimately do not regret what I did. I understand the fiscal responsibilities that you're supposed to have. However, I don't take life very seriously, considering we only have it once. Or maybe I do take it very seriously, considering we only have one. I don't want to spend it working a job that I hate, barely seeing my daughter, not just working around people that don't really care about my life. Here's me saying, even if you don't have a plan, like, you're gonna make it work. I did it the completely wrong way without a plan, and I'm surviving. I'm paying my bills. I'm still getting it done. I wouldn't listen to me up and quit your job and not make a plan. That was not smart of me, but I'm just letting you know that it's possible. And if you have people in your life that are telling you not to do something and you genuinely want to, please, it's your life. I spent far too much time listening to other people's opinions before I just decided to be less practical, and I am happier. So, yeah.
I am leaving my cush, familiar, quote unquote, safe, 6-figure corporate job to pursue something that is in a completely different industry than what I went to school for and what this job has been in, and something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and I think we need to talk about it. I have seen person after person, creator, etc., like say the whole story, say the whole jam of like, I left my 6-figure corporate job, or I left my corporate job to pursue content creation, to pursue this, pursue that, pursue starting their own business in the same industry. And I feel like my experience has been very interesting, to say the least, and I am in the depths of the transition as we speak, and oh my God, it is not what I thought it would be, like in terms of the process and like emotionally and everything that has come up, and I just don't think it's talked about enough. So I'm here to talk about the things, because I just feel like being authentic and genuine is the best way to go about this whole situation. So I am putting in my 2 weeks tomorrow. I've been at this company for 6.5 years. My background is in accounting and finance. I have my master's in accounting. I have my CPA. I started my career at Ernst & Young, and then I transitioned to this consulting firm, which is where I've been at for 6.5 years. I've done consulting work all within the accounting and finance space. And for the past 4 years, I've done business development, meaning I've been in the sales, like part of the sales team of this company. And it has all led me to where I am today. And a lot of people, family, friends, etc., know that I do a lot of stuff outside of this company in the health and wellness space. And I have for years and years. I have this very deep, intuitive gut calling. I don't know how to explain it because I feel like I'm the only one that experiences this thing deep down inside, knowing that I'm supposed to be doing something else. And the hardest thing, and it's hard, but it's also been so strange these past few weeks, just like telling family and friends of like, no, I'm like leaving, like I'm, putting in my 2 weeks, this is what's happening. And of course you get so much feedback from people, so much feedback. And they love me, they care about me, and I appreciate the feedback, and I absolutely love that they're giving it to me, and I take it in a very caring way. At the same time, the feedback and the advice, very confusing, did easily take me off track a few times because they're giving options and have you considered this and what about this and what about that and what about this and why would you leave right now when you're not financially stable and these other things and literally all the things. I've heard all the things, I promise you. That has been incredibly challenging because I had to get to a point of just being I know so deep down inside that this is the leap that I need to take. And while I love you and I care about you and I appreciate your thoughts, opinions, your caringness, if that's even a word, I also know I have to go do this thing. And the timing is what the timing is. It just feels like now is the time for me to do it. So one, that has been something that has been very challenging in a lot of ways that I just don't think people talk about. Two, now that I'm at the point where I'm just yeah, I'm leaving. I just tell people, yeah, I'm leaving. I had an acupuncture appointment today. I told my acupuncturist, yeah, I'm leaving. And she's like, that's so exciting. And that's so exciting phrase I have been told so many times, almost it's automatically every single time I tell someone, they're like, that's so exciting. And the way the reaction in my body to that phrase of that's so exciting, I'm I don't know, my body tenses up because while it is exciting, the things that I have inside me are not excitement. They are fear, doubt, insecurity, unworthiness, not being intelligent enough, not being capable of doing these things. Those things are what trump all of these exciting, opportunistic type feelings. And it's so interesting because I have these people who love me and care about me say these things to me. And I'm my first reaction is yeah, it's also terrifying. And they're yeah, I know, it's gonna be okay though. And my reaction to that is how the hell do you know? You've never done this. And I just think it's so interesting, because I have so many people who love me and support me, and I appreciate that, of course. It's very interesting what's going on internally and my body and my nervous system when they say those things, because right now I'm very much in this space of the doubt and all of these insecurities pop up, and they're so damn loud, and I just don't think people talk about that enough. And the reality is it's everything's kind of hard, and this is the thing that I've been talking about frequently or recently is everything is hard. Having a corporate job and having that sort of structure and doing a job that you don't really love is hard. Taking a leap like this, I would argue, is harder. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I've had to process things so many times, and I've built up a lot of resiliency within myself and my nervous system and my body and whatnot to be able to handle these doubts and everything else that pops up, and to be able to block out the noise from everyone giving me advice. But it's been a very interesting few weeks, and I'm excited to take you along the journey of what this is going to look like. I don't have a full plan, if I'm being completely honest. I think we're going to make up the moves as we go. I'm going to continue working on Wealthy Well, plug myself into the health and wellness space, get back into instructing and leading classes, So I have ideas and I have things I want to do. At the same time, I'm trying to give myself space and time to like process this, because this is one of the longest relationships I've ever been in. I'm essentially ending, which has taken a lot to get here. So if you listen to this whole thing, I appreciate you. I appreciate you following along. I'm excited to continue on this journey with you all, and just share this like very authentic, genuine, raw, authentic, I already said that, life and the behind the scenes of this all, because it's going to be messy. It's not always going to be glorious, and we're not going to sugarcoat things. So here we go.
The day I quit my nursing job, it was about 5 p.m. on a Friday afternoon. I'd seen all of my clients, which were hospitals at the time. I was a case manager working for hospice. And I had a manager who was not my manager, but she was covering for my manager, call me and say, go and admit a patient. And that patient was on the other side of town, which was about 2 hours away because it was Friday at 5 o'clock. So I said to her, it's 5 o'clock. I'm done for the day and I'm not an admissions nurse. And she said, no, you need to go and admit this patient now. So what did I do? I got in my car. I drove to the office. I handed her my laptop, my fob, and I said, I quit. And she said, what do you mean you quit? You can't quit. You got to go admit this patient. I said, no, I can quit. And that's what I'm doing. And I turned around and walked away. So some people may think, well, how can you just quit your nursing job? I'd already had a business. I'd already been doing my business for a lot of years. So I had leverage that they didn't know about. They didn't know about. So it wasn't a thing for me to just say, okay, I'm done and be done. I was not allowing them to treat me any kind of way. You can't just throw me to the wolves when you want to throw me to the wolves. First of all, you don't even know me. You can't do that. So I quit. And then I just, thankfully, my business was doing well. I just transitioned and said, hey, I'll just do my business full time or whenever I want to. And that's what happened. But why am I telling you this story? Because some of you are allowing these hospitals, clinics, wherever you work, to treat you any kind of way because you don't have leverage. They have leverage. You don't have leverage. They have leverage. So you feel stuck. You're burnout. You're tired, and you're over it. But you can't do anything else. Why? Because you don't have anything else to do. You don't have anything else going on. In all actuality, you really have more leverage than you think. You are running some of these places. If it were not for your skills and your know-how and your ability and your grind, some of these places would not be open. They wouldn't exist anymore. You just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. You've slayed their shift for years. Now it's time to slay your shift. If you are that nurse who's burnt out, tired, and you feel like, I don't know what else to do, I don't have time to do XYZ, you need to join the 5-day Slay Your Shift experience. In this experience, you're going to walk away totally transformed. You're going to know how to use your expertise in what you do in nursing to have a profitable, successful business. I'll see you guys on the other side.
After finishing all these clips, this video, it just dawned on me, like, I had this question in mind that our modern lifestyle, like how we live now, is it really that much better? I mean, is it really better than how we lived, like, say, hundreds of thousands of years ago when we lived as hunter-gatherers, as a small band? Because nowadays you have this weird situation where a lot of people have to work super long hours and they absolutely hate their job. So they kind of hate their life every day for having to go into a job that they hate, and they cannot afford to quit because they have kids and other responsibilities. And on top of that, the bills are just piling up, and the cost of living is increasing every year, as you guys know. I mean, substantially. You have to save up money for future retirement. You have to think about repairing sometimes your house and all the necessities and necessary purchases and so on and so forth, paying your taxes, your car payments, your mortgages. I mean, there's just so many bills in today's modern lifestyle that people can't afford to make any changes, even if they absolutely hate their job and they kind of just have no way out and they're just kind of stuck in this weird rat race where they literally have no way out and they can't quit because, you know, the job market right now, the way it is, they cannot find another job anytime soon. And yeah, what is one to do? Let me know if you guys are in this situation and how are you guys dealing with this. Share with me in the comments. Thank you.